If I could go back to the start of my 20s, there's 3 money moves that I would make earlier, without question. And honestly, people wait way too long to figure these out. They changed the way that I handle money, and are the reason that I'm not stressed every month anymore. I'm a finance manager for a $100 million business. But more importantly, I've made a lot of money mistakes in my 20s and learned what actually works. So here's what I'll walk you through in this video. First of all, how to manage your money like a business so you're always in control. Second off, how to start investing early, even if you feel you're behind. And third off, why the best investment I made wasn't in stocks, but it was in myself, with some real practical examples. The first thing on the list is something that I actually wish they taught in schools. How to manage your money like a business. I broke this down in more detail about how I do this a couple of videos ago, which I'll link below. But here's the core idea. You are the CFO of your life. And as the CFO, you wouldn't make any stupid decisions. You want to use your money in the most effective way to make the business grow, which is you. You are the business. And the CFO is responsible for managing the finances and also how the finances can make the business grow. This one concept is the key thing to take away from this video. If you can learn to manage your money effectively like a business, then you're going to be set for life, because all of the things that you are prioritizing are going to get the right amount of attention, and especially how you can make your money actually work for you. And very simply, it's splitting it down between capital expenditure and operating expenditure, and effectively putting your money away for future investment. And then also, how do you actually spend your day-to-day spend effectively? Now, in the short term, a lot of people get scared by this, but when you start doing this over a number of years, you really start to see the result of all of that effort and consistency into all of the areas of your life that you want to grow properly. And after a while, you get a lot of mental peace knowing that you're using your money properly, because you're managing it like a business. You don't need to overcomplicate this. You can start off really simple by taking your monthly salary, putting away 25% of it immediately, or whatever amount that you can for the future and for your own investment, and then taking the other 75% and allocating it to the spend that you want to spend on in that month. You just need to start small and start now. If you want more details, then the link is in the description to that video. The second money move I have actually follows on from the first one, and it's start investing. I'm sure you've already heard of the power of compound interest, but make your money work for you. Start putting it away consistently, and start really small and start building a habit. I started investing about 7 years ago, and it's a habit that has grown stronger and stronger every single year. And now at this stage in the journey, you can really see the effects of why that pays off. The goal of investing is not for overnight returns. It is for consistent growth in the long run. If, like me, you weren't born with money, then there are a few ways to achieve it within your life. And one of them is to invest effectively over your lifetime so that you can turn your hard-earned money now into much more later. And to prove the power, I'm going to show you really clearly here. If you put away £100 a month, I think that's a really small amount, and so this is really undershooting it. At a 10% annualized return, which I think is achievable based on what the S&P 500 has done over the last 100 years. £100 a month for 20 years gives you £68,000, and for 30 years gives you £224,000. Earlier on in your life, I know you put that much in, but let's say you managed to average £1,000 a month for 30 years. If you started at 20, when you get to 50, you've got 2.2 million. And what was the cost to you? Well, you managed your money like a business, and you put £1,000 away on average throughout the time, and you end up with 2.2 million. Now, I know life isn't always as simple as that, but even if you're 80% consistent with this, you can see the power that this has. And the final high impact thing that I've learned is you must invest in yourself. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I do it, so this isn't just a cliche. Money is only a small amount of your life. It's the amplifier of the other areas of your life. But in the real world, there's a lot of great things to come out of your life. And I believe that your life is generally more worth living when you're more confident. And so how can you fuel that confidence? You can buy clothes that naturally make you feel more confident and feel you. It's your expression to the world of who you are in any given moment. You might want to feel really comfy at home. You might want to look really polished at work, or when you go out, you might want to look fun. You might want to look any different way. Although the clothes impact your confidence, and your confidence impacts your performance. And so the return on investment here is always positive, as long as the purchases are intentional and for a reason. And on the flip side, when I look good when I'm relaxing and chilling out with friends, you just feel more relaxed. And rest and mental peace are always good and great return on investment. I believe very strongly in continuous improvement, because you always have this sense that life is constantly getting better. And so the other side that I like to invest in is books, and buying one book a month. And this doesn't have to be what everybody else tells you it has to be. Find something that you find interesting, something that expands your worldview, something that gives you new ideas about life, something that makes you happy, that makes you smile, something that gives you a skill, just anything to broaden your horizon. Personally, I like books because they're something that are really tangible. You can hold it in your hand, you can make annotations. Unlike a video you can re-watch, but then once the screen turns off, it's gone, it's not there, there's no real reminder of its existence. On a bookshelf, you know what you've learned from that book and you can pick it up anytime. And quickfire, some of the books that I've read in the last year that have helped include, for relationships, Attached and Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. And then for a little bit of life advice, you've got The Almanac, Naval Ravikant, The Courage to Be Disliked. And money-wise, you've got The Psychology of Money, Millionaire Fastlane, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And the more you learn, the more you can apply the principles from some books to other books. So you're not just taking everybody's word for it, and you actually have something else to compare against and build a worldview. Honestly, investing in myself gave me a better return than anything I ever could have put money into, because it changed how I think, how I earn, and how I make decisions long term and think about life. So these are the 3 money moves that I'd repeat in a heartbeat if I had to start my 20s over again. If this helped, I've linked the 2 videos that I mentioned earlier down below. They go way deeper on the first 2 points. And if you're in your 20s and actually care about building wealth and yourself in a smart way, I'm sharing everything I learned here. So hit subscribe and let's keep building.